Hi everyone, my name is Simon Misiewicz from Optimised Accountants, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the new teeth that Companies House seems to have developed over the last 12 months. And they are teeth that bite. So please be aware of this in terms of how you do filing of your limited company accounts and indeed your confirmation statements to Companies House. So let's have a look at what these teeth are and what they represent. I've highlighted the important aspects of this, and you can see the URL yourself, so feel free to look at Companies House blog for more details about your UK limited company, confirmation statements, and filing of UK limited company accounts. I've highlighted the most important aspects, so let's go through this. So, Companies House, this is their statement. We're aiming to introduce the first set of changes on the 4th of March. I mean, blow me, it's come and gone, so it's in effect. There's nothing good to stop this now. But let's have a look at the changes they include. So greater powers to query information and request supporting evidence. So if you have not supplied them with sufficient information from their perspective, they can now ask you to supply more information. And it could be about the company's filing. So your limited company, profit and loss, balance sheets, financials. They could ask for more information. If you're sending a details about confirmation statement, again, they can ask for additional information. Who is this person? Who you've named the director? Where did they come from? Who is the shareholder? That kind of thing. Stronger checks on company names, which is basically saying that you can't say that my company name is, I'm going to help you save X thousands of pounds in tomorrow with one click of a button. As a name. You wouldn't do that anyway, even for SEO purposes. But what they're trying to say is you can't use a name that can be misleading. New rules for registered office address. We'll talk about that in a second. A requirement for all companies to supply a registered email address. We'll talk about that. A requirement for companies to confirm they're forming a company for lawful purposes. Blah, blah, blah. Cover that in a second. The ability to annotate the register when forming information appears confusing or misleading. So they can ask for more information, basically. Taking steps to clean up the register using data matching to identify and remove inaccurate information. So if you've got multiple companies, for instance, and you are the same person, but you've mistyped a surname or you've put in a middle name rather than your first name and last name on some company that you have registered with Companies House, but you've put your middle name against some other companies, they may clean that up with your help to say, how would you want your name representing going forwards? Sharing data with other government departments, HMRC, DWP, and law enforcement agencies, as in the police. So if you've got a criminal record all of a sudden, they could use that information going forwards to say, hey, is your limited company now at risk from anti-money laundering or criminal activities? New rules for registered office. And again, 4th of March 2024. These changes means that you will not be able to use a PO box as your registered office address from the 4th of March. Already gone. You can still use third-party agent's address, accountancy addresses. If you've got an agency office somewhere else, you can use that if they meet conditions for appropriate business address. So a physical business address rather than just an address at a home that someone's done on the cheap. On that point, actually, care of is also excluded from this. You're no longer able to use care of or PO box. Registered email address. From the 4th of March 2024, there will be new requirements for all companies to give registered email addresses to Companies House. This email address will not be published on the public register, thank goodness. But one thing I would say on this is make sure that your email address is not too sensitive. What I mean by that is not if you call it names, it starts to cry. I just mean that it's not going to put your emails into spam or junk folders. You want to make sure that if Companies House sends you an email, it's going to be important and you want to make sure that you can see it. Equally, there is a temptation to say, hey, Mr. Mrs. Accountant, can you tell me what your email address is? What if you change your accountant? Now the email is incorrect. Could Companies House now come to you and say, you're using the incorrect information, here's a penalty? So I would, when you're forming a company or doing a confirmation statement, make sure that it's your email address that's going in, so you get the confirmation. From the 4th of March 2024, new companies will need to give registered email address. Existing companies will need to give a registered email address when they file their next confirmation statement. So new companies, there's almost, you have to do a registered email address on new companies, but old companies, of course, you can't go back in time. So the confirmation statement will be the appropriate artifact for you to then provide an email address to Companies House. Statement of lawful purpose. When you incorporate from the 4th of March, which we are already in, of course, beyond that point, the subscribers, shareholders, which is often going to be you, will need to confirm they're forming a company for lawful purposes. Now, I've got to be honest, when are you ever going to say, I'm not forming a company for lawful purposes if you're going to be doing criminal activities? Anyway, you'll also need to confirm companies' intended future activities are lawful. Again, when would you ever say or have ever said you are doing this for criminal activities? Never? You criminals out there, did you ever say that? No. So I'm not quite sure what this is really trying to do, other than say, well, you said it wasn't criminal. Well, okay. The intention of these new statements is to make it clear, okay, that all companies on the register, new and existing, have a duty to operate in a lawful way. Yeah, shouldn't we have the lawful way approach anyway? I mean, do we need to confirm that by a tick box, which is what it's going to be? I confirm that I've read these details and I'm whatever. We can take action against your company if we receive information that confirms you're not operating lawfully. Could you not do that anyway before this? It just feels like more red tape without real substance. But anyway, that's Companies House. So there you are. So a bunch of new stuff that's coming your way from Companies House. It's already in place from the 4th of March 2025, of course, which is really talking about 2024 here. So this is already in place. There will be more changes coming your way. So I will do more videos on this in the future.